Hello people and welcome back to another Q&A session at the Naked Booth. I'm your host DJ Salem and today we're going to teach you how to dance. So, you want to dance? Actually, today we're going to be talking about some things that you have to think about when you're becoming a dancer and a few questions that people have asked me concerning getting into the whole dance thing. So, sorry, no dance moves today. Maybe some other time though. That might be good. So the first question asks, what kind of commitments do you have towards learning the skill? Well, first off, there's a lot of changes you got to be a bit prepared for. You've got to get ready for late nights. Your schedule is going to change. I know a lot of these clubs operate anywhere from early afternoon hours like 5 o'clock or earlier, uh, till 3 in the morning. Sometimes 4 in the morning is when you get out of there, depending on your commute and how long you stay and what your scheduling is like. Um, but yeah, most of the time your life will be taken over pretty largely by this, like any other job. You have to put a lot of time into it. And likewise, learning the new skills, learning new pole moves and stuff comes from your own efforts. For the most part, I haven't come across a club that necessarily teaches their girls how to dance or even just how to move along the floor. That's all up to you. It's going to be up to you to do research on YouTube or check out some videos and maybe get a pole at your own house eventually. It's a good idea. Or come into work early. And that way you can commune with the other ladies and learn tricks from each other. A lot of it is learned by watching. Um, Also, I'd recommend a fitness routine outside of the club if you don't already engage in some exercise. It's gonna help you. I mean, the pole itself, you get some good exercise just by dancing alone. But to supplement that, I highly suggest, highly suggest going out and actually, pumping some iron so you get that strength. And that'll definitely help make everything a lot easier. Um, Also, there's something else you have to understand that your life might be affected by this. Sexy dancing isn't for everyone. A lot of people conceptualize it a specific way, and then when it actually gets down to doing it, they get extremely apprehensive or anxious, and it just doesn't end well. Um, that's fine. If that happens to you, don't force yourself. That's the worst thing. If it's just not for you, don't do it. You don't have to do anything you don't want to, even if money is tight. Guarantee you can find something else. um, Also, it might be hard to find a job if you're keeping dancing low key, it's going to be hard to find a job after a year and explain that on your resume or on your applications. Like, oh, well, why weren't you working? Like, if you're going to school, you can always kind of use that as an excuse, be like, well, I was focusing on school and stuff like that. But they're going to ask you about it after a while. So if you're trying to keep that on the low, I suggest after a year max trying to get a day job at least and maybe cutting down your dancing to part time just because it's easier after that to kind of get back into the daytime sector and transition smoothly without many questions or possibly potential biases being raised against you. There is another thing that you should take into account before you decide to become a dancer, and that's how it will affect your relationships in the future. Now, I plan to do another video on this later and go super in depth, but understand that it might affect how your lovers see you or how they treat you, or even getting or obtaining a lover that will respect you appropriately. A lot of dancers are having problems with this. Also, on a realm that I don't understand too well, you've got to consider your kids. I am not a mother, so I don't understand necessarily all that can go on there, but how think about how you're going to explain what you do to them according to their age. That's another video we're going to be doing. But yes, think about, you're going to have to get babysitters at weird times of the night, have to deal with that as well. So take into account how this will affect your relationships in the future and really consider if it's something for you. Oh, yeah. You're going to actually have to sink quite a bit of money in the beginning just to get yourself set up. Now, I recommend before you actually go out and buy many of these things, you check with the establishment you plan to work for because there's different guidelines sometimes according to different states or different clubs themselves. And you don't want to accidentally buy something that you can't use later, especially when the costs are a little bit up there for what you're getting. One of the first things you're going to invest in, however, is shoes. That's right, dancing shoes. Beautiful. It has rhinestones on it. Fancy. Now these puppies will run you anywhere from $60 on up. I've seen some easily in the hundreds. So, uh, basically, what you want to look for when you're buying a dancer shoe, especially in the beginning, is the quality of it. I know there are a lot that are sold with this just plastic kind of band over here. I don't recommend them because first and foremost, they're lacking the security of like the ankle support. So you're gonna be trying to swing on a pole and suddenly, hey, there goes your shoe. Holy shit, you almost killed that guy. Not good. Also, a lot of these things tend to break. You're going to be wearing these for a long time. Don't worry about actually the comfort though. Most of these dancer shoes come with like their own little Dr. Scholl's kind of technology, so they're actually very comfortable to walk in. But yeah, make sure that your heel isn't going to break within the first week of work because then you're sinking easily another $60 into it. And nobody wants to do that. That sucks. Another thing you're going to have to acquire are the appropriate types of undies. Now, having worked at a topless bar with specific guidelines and rules, I worked in a place where something, say, like this, this is the front, this is the back, barely any back, this wouldn't be allowed because it wasn't according to regulations. In the state where I work, and at least in the county where I work, you have to have your bunghole covered. So this is the back of it. This is the front. This is the back. This goes like up along your butt crack. So see, it's about 2 inches wide. It's the finger rule. That way your bunghole's covered. Nobody gets to see your booty hole. These wonderful T-bars will cost you around $12 to $15 depending on where you go. A lot of this stuff I guarantee you can find cheaper online, so if you do a little digging, you can do that. There might be sizing issues, but hopefully you're handy with a needle and thread and can just, fix it up as you go. Another addition to that, remember, you can also try to find these things at your local mall or wherever you like shopping too. You can find ones that fit the guidelines. This one is somewhere in between. It's just about there. But if you do some digging, you should find stuff that works for you as well and works into your budget. So that's nice. As far as other costs go, remember as well, you're going to have to buy the rest of your wardrobe. And just like much of everything else us girls have to buy, it's going to be pretty much expensive. You're looking at $35 or higher per piece of an outfit. I mean, this little one piece by itself right here was about $23. Great. But again, check online. Also learn to make your own stuff. If you got some crafty skills and you've got some extra ribbons lying around, you can turn an old bra into something nice. Cute. They charge like $60 for this online. Just saying. Also, little known fact, most girls will actually have to pay what's called a lease fee or a house fee before they go to work every night or afterwards. That ranges anywhere usually from $10 to $50 a night, around that ballpark. So just to work there, you're already putting in 50 bucks. Granted, the supposition is that you can make that throughout the night, and the reason they're doing it is because you, as an independent contractor or a leasee, you are renting out the premises to own and operate under. So that's why that's that. And be ready for it. Also, audience members who aren't going to dance, remember that next time. That's why the dancers look a little mad. They're trying to make that house fee.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
This next viewer asked, where did I take my classes or how did I learn to pole dance? Well, normal dancing I kind of took up just from dancing in front of the mirror, learn to be sexy. But pole dance, you learn a lot of it just from watching the other girls work. And usually there are a few girls who are more than willing to teach you what they got if they have time and spare poles available. Otherwise, I highly suggested earlier that you get your own pole if you're going to be serious about it, and then pop in some YouTube videos and check it out. But other than that, yeah, that's pretty much how you learn. There are also pole studios, pole fitness studios, though. So they're more geared towards the fitness side, but they'll get you learning the proper forms and techniques on how to do a lot of these things. My place, unfortunately, has one and it's pretty far away, so I never got to use it. But that might be an avenue you want to look out for. They're usually pretty expensive, though, so keep that in mind. DJ Salem. Are there any places you would recommend to an aspiring dancer? Of course. Now, again, if you're not looking to dance in a strip club, the best advice I could give you is to go buy a high quality pole, such as X Pole. Just going to plug them in right here. Fantastic quality poles. And just dance at your house. Learn from YouTube videos or take those pole fitness classes and have fun and be sensuous all on your own time in your own place. But if you're looking to dance at a strip club, there are some things I will advise you to look out for. Number one, cleanliness. I know this sounds weird, but if their carpet is clean, it's probably a good club. The reason I say this is either when the carpet's clean, you're looking at a club that's either new and looking to impress, or two, they have been doing things right and care for a while. Usually, by the state of a place, you can tell how much the manager slash owner actually invests in his club. And that means if they invest well in their club and how that operates, they're going to invest well in you. Because if you make money, the club makes money. Most dances have a tax that comes out of the earnings to go straight to the club. So it's in their best benefit that you're showcased appropriately so you can make the most money. We as DJs and other salesmen are here to market you. So you're going to look for a club that looks like it cares. Then you're going to question the establishment. You're going to look at the girls. Now, if the girls are like, or nodding off, there might be a heroin problem. You don't want to work there. That's bad. Also, other drugs. If you notice there's a pretty heavy drug use problem there, don't do it. Even if you're not going to partake, chances are girls who have drug habits and have that on their agenda for what they're making money for are more willing to be cutthroat. They're more willing to steal from you. And you need a place where you can trust your fellow girls. If you have a good set of dancers with you, it's going to help the process a lot more. Also, check the other staff. Are the bouncers there really cool and really media, and will they protect you? Because Lord forbid something bad happens, you're going to need them on your side. Also, just talk to the managers. See what they're like. If they strike you as a little too skeevy, then don't do it. If anything makes you too uncomfortable, again, don't force yourself to do anything you don't want to do. And remember, if you do start dancing, even if you've signed contracts and whatnot, you can always go. There's nothing keeping you there except yourself, all right? Now, also find out what their policies are, what kind of club is it? Is it topless? Is it all nude? What do these things construe? I recommend you visit the club for a night and actually do some detective work. Talk to everybody. See what they charge in the back for specific dances. Check what their rates are for house fees. See what you're going to have to put in. I know the girls had to pay house fees, then tip the bouncers, and then tip me 10% of whatever they made before then. And that's a lot of money to sink in. Is this a place where you will make money? That's something as a business minded individual you'll have to consider. So again, if the club's cleanly, if the club has good staff, if the club looks like it's trying to make money, you should be fine. Again, though, biggest thing is safety. As long as you feel safe, as long as you feel like this ambient isn't going to screw you, go ahead. Go all for it and try it out. Other than that, though, I'm out of time for right now for this one. It's running a bit long now, so I'm going to cut this into two parts and save the other related questions for later. So until then, I'll see you in the next Q&A video next time. Toodles!